Hey guys, what's up? Lone Berserker here, and this is another commentary 1 versus 1. I'm Pontus going up against Egypt, and this is actually a very interesting battle, and I say that in terms of my opponent's army and how perfectly he used it against me. So I have 4 slingers, 2 Threo spears, 3 pikes, 2 naked swords, 2 regular Pontic swords, 2 Royal Cav, 2 Cappadocians, and 3 Scythians. He has 5 Thorax swords, 5 Threo spears, 3 camels, 4 Tarentines, a Ptolemaic general, and 2 slingers. Now, this was like crazy to look at. I thought he was absolutely insane for using a build like this. But he does such a good job. So he has his Tarentines going around me. Now I obviously knew that was going to happen, so I decide to just sort of let it happen, I guess you could say. I wasn't really going to stop him. I was not really afraid of his front line, so I kind of, just said whatever, let him go behind me, I'll be fine. And even if I wanted to stop him, there was nothing I could do. My Scythians were already on his flank, doing exactly what he would be doing to me, which actually was not harassing me. Well, it was, but he does it in a different way. So I obviously expected the frontline charge of the camels, so I have my Threo spears. I don't think camels are that good of a cav unit. I've used them, well, camel unit, I guess you could say. I form square, I form phalanx, and, well, these guys don't last much longer than you would expect them to. Backed up by my cav coming in, I actually run my unit of infantry away. Probably not a good idea, but I did it anyway. Scythians are just going to shoot in the back a little bit and damage all of his units. Camels are forced to retreat with a lot of casualties. Threo spears are fine. His unit kind of glitches here, but it doesn't really get a javelin volley off, actually. He shoots my pikemen, which I did expect that. Same thing over here. This unit is going to get absolutely demolished. Obviously, I'm not doing well here, keeping all my units clumped up. He's doing really good at taking advantage of that. What I should have done now is what I didn't do, and that was take my Threo spears out of phalanx square and get him out of this battle, because my Pontic swords can handle the situation fine, perfectly fine. They'll be, they can handle themselves. Didn't need to keep them in this fight. Really, they were sort of misused here. Not sort of, they were heavily misused here, because now he has an advantage on me, which he already had an advantage of me in terms of infantry, at least in my opinion. And you can see I'm back here screwing around with this guys, Tarentines, trying to also micro in the front, which is freaking physically impossible. I decided to go pretty offensive here. I pushed my pikemen up, which really isn't that good of an idea. But I had, I kind of had to do something. I couldn't just sit here and fight him on all sides of me. I decided to ignore the Tarentines. He loses a camel here. I rush in. Again, I should have just pulled the Threo spear back, because now I know for a fact my Pontic sword will deal with the rest of that unit. I have the naked swords matched up with the pikemen and Royal Cav, so that's going to be pretty devastating. I hit 2 units here by accident. I hate when this happens. It's so freaking frustrating, especially with the unit so weak as them. Scythians are sort of just being shot and being misused heavily. He does get an opportunity to charge my slingers, which weren't doing anything. They were turned around trying to help, but I didn't really see them firing too much. They do get a good shot here, actually, and his guys turn away. He's going to sacrifice this camel spearman, though, so that happens. Threo spears will get killed pretty quickly here. Obviously, this is the stuff I need to happen. My unit isn't even fighting. Yeah, this was happening quite a bit. I have my general going around the flank. I could not freaking keep up with this man. I'm losing a Scythian because it's been shot so badly by an Egyptian slinger. This was very embarrassing. So, this guy is just all over me right now, honestly, with his micro and units. He's doing a great job at putting pressure on my back. Now, the slingers I didn't really care about. And, if they died, oh well, they die. It's not my trump card, really. They're just usually there. I mean, they get a few kills here and there some games. I forgot to move my Scythians, and that unit eventually breaks off the field. So 1 Scythian is already down, and it hasn't done a crap. Still, though, I do fix this unit. I am doing a pretty good job at killing that one unit. I do rear charge this thorax sword, which will mean it is basically dead. This camel does end up dying, and I finally move my Scythians there. We can play this. Tarantines are coming in. I felt like this was a bad idea because now we just screwed that unit between 3 different cav units. I don't know why he focused so heavily on my slingers. I think he got a bit too cocky there. I think it's a waste to use an entire Tarantine cav on a slinger, but I frickin' missed the unit and he gets out of there. I do catch his general though, but it was pointless and useless really. I should have went after the Tarantine. I got cocky there. My general is just sort of running around. I really couldn't figure out what the heck to do next because, like, this wasn't a regular battle for me. I mean, he did a really good job at just completely screwing me over. With those Tarantines, he does a great job with. I do get a frenzied, well, I thought I got a frenzied charge. Now I see why that unit never died. He charges them with his general, which is really smart. I have my Cappadocians reacting pretty quickly there. I got frickin' shot cav out here running in an open field trying to catch missile cav, so that shows you where my mind was. I do a good job at bringing down his general's numbers, but I lose all my Scythians now. They got charged by a... Oh, no, I didn't. Never mind, they're still here. Shooting his units, not really doing anything important, but now he's got nothing back here, so I can get some casualties. Again, he goes up. They're my slingers, which, again, I think that was kind of a mistake. He loses a camel spearman, but does he really even freaking need it? Like, he does not need the camel spearman at this point. They've already done their job. Again, I really could have benefited from having those Therato spears out of this fight and onto the battlefield, helping me. His general comes in to fight my Cappadocian. He actually does not get a proper charge there, so I guess that's why I won. I saw that during the game and didn't really understand what happened there. Does, again, goes for a charge, but again, I feel like that was kind of a waste, and now I get a good charge with my general on him. So that's pretty important, because that damages 3 units at one time. I do overpower this thorax sword and this thorax sword. The rail spear and other thorax sword are actually doing pretty good at holding up. I do go for his general pretty heavily now, and I will end up killing him pretty quickly here. So he gets mine though right after, so we lose our generals almost at the same exact time, which was devastating for me. It was alright for him. Like, obviously losing your general as Egypt and Pontus absolutely sucks, but in this current situation, Egypt does not even need him. So yep, there goes his general. Mine dies in a second here. I think I charge a Tarantine cav and it wins on the charge. I don't know how. Every time his Tarantine cav were about to break, he got him out of there, which was just so freaking infuriating. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, honestly, but he now has a Therato spear fighting my Pontic and Naked swords, which will eventually lose, but mine were heavily diminished. I have my Pontic cav coming back here to charge this Therato spear. I do charge his general's unit. I didn't know if he was dead. I had my advisor off. I was hovering over the units though, and I did later find out. Gets a nasty volley on my unit there and absolutely eradicates him. I do lose that Scythian over there. I didn't really care though. My pikemen in this battle did one heck of a job. I'll give them that for the first time in a very long time. So really, it's just evolving into a fight over here. I'm trying to get my Scythians back over to get some shots. He did a great job with the slingers at keeping them back, and although I usually charge slingers with missile cav, I didn't this time due to the fact that he had units guarding them almost every moment of the battle. I think I go after that slinger because it was shooting my pikemen, which is actually a good move, so he was killing that unit pretty quickly. My general gets javelined here, so he's dead in a moment. He realizes that there's no point in running and turns around and kills him. Therato spears get a nice volley on that Therato spear, bringing him down. Here was the biggest mistake. I lose both my Scythians, which absolutely sucked for morale. Well, not for morale, for my morale and my confidence, which was already low. Other than that, this battle's basically over. So yeah, my general's dead. Those Scythians are wiped off the field. I hate how quickly light missile cav dies. I think it's bullcrap in my opinion. I mean, it is in a sense accurate. When you got a heavier cav charging a very light cav, it does make sense. It's just really annoying. I mean, they get poked by a unit and they're basically dead. I charge just the Therato spear over here and it ends up dying, I think. I was hoping that it would die. And really, that's about it. I mean, there's not much time left. So, really, what you can take from this battle is don't let someone get 4 Tarantine Cav around your rear. I mean, look at the freaking kills on these guys. They all got a chevron. One got 2 chevrons. His other Cav really did not do that good. I mean, these were all kills on slingers and stuff, so I neutralized them fairly well. It was the stinking Tarantines, but really, what was I supposed to do with other than move my Scythians back the other way, which I could have done, but I felt like they'd be more useful behind him, which was a mistake. Although they did get quite a bit of kills, they were kind of useless. They were just running around, not really shooting important units. So my Cav ended up doing overall fairly well, except for this Cappadocian and this Scythian. Slingers obviously didn't really do much. Pontic swords, one of them did great, the other did alright. Thuriel spears not that great. Pikemen not bad actually, 120 kills with the chevron is pretty good. Naked swords did alright, expected. They're not going to get that many kills, they die, at least against thorax swords, even I know, even though I hate thorax swords. I think the unit sucks. His melee cav didn't do that great, but his Tarantines did pretty good. Slingers did alright. They did a great job at killing my Scythians and keeping them away. Thorax swords did pretty good all around, and two Threo spears did really good, but I think honestly what I should have done was retreat the Threo spears to guard my back, which I wasn't even thinking of at the time. I thought, you know, leaving them in the battle and square would have been much better, but that was a mistake because I had 2 units piled on and it didn't really work. The naked swords and the pikemen combination ended up doing really well and killing a lot of his guys. So, well, that is all, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.